All right, let's put all of our flowers that we made on our cake in this video. Now remember, some of our flowers have wires and some do not. So I've just got a little bit of ganache here. You can use buttercream if that's what you have, but anything that doesn't have a wire, like these guys right here, we are going to need something to adhere it to the cake. So when I am thinking about assembling the cake with the flowers, the first thing I want to think about is where I want the flowers. In this particular design, I'd like them to be heavier at the bottom with maybe just a scattering of them on the top tier. So you want to think about that before you start. The other thing that you can grab for the larger, so we've got some toothpicks right here, and those are going to be good to help us hold any of these larger unwired flowers. So let's start with some of the bigger ones. So I know I kind of like this one right here. Okay, and if I have that one there, I'd like to balance it, I think, with another here. And then I can kind of build up around those. So since these are bigger, I'm going to come in and I'm going to put my toothpick kind of opposite of what I need here. So I've got the pointy end of my toothpick out. Okay. And I'm just going to push that and it's going to hold that there. So anytime I've got larger flowers with no wires, the toothpicks are a really good idea. I think I would just need a little bit too much ganache or buttercream right there. So toothpicks. Okay. So there we go. So we've got our two on either side here. Okay, and let's, I think I like, I'm not really sure about any more big ones. So let's go with maybe our clusters now. I do think I like the idea of one of our clusters right there. So in this case, I'm going to use my ganache to help hold this cluster on. Okay, and you can either put the ganache on, your ganache or buttercream, onto the flour, or you can put it onto the cake, whichever is easier for you. And push lightly, we don't want to break anything. Okay, there's a pretty cluster there. And I think our, let's see, don't particularly like when things overhang the edges like this. I think it makes it a little bit too hard when I'm picking up and moving things around. Yeah, I think I like this guy up here on the top. So I'm just going to use a little ganache. Okay. And I do recommend placing things down and looking at them before you stick them on completely. So our little petals that we made, that we used with our the peony cutter to make. I'm going to grab my wire snips because remember we left some of these wires a little bit long. Okay, and I definitely don't need them this long anymore. So we can just snip these guys. I think I'd like to put them here. So if you've got, okay, sometimes you might need to make holes if everything has hardened up on you. My ganache is pretty firm right now. So go ahead and make you a hole with a toothpick. Okay. Let's see if we can get a nice group of these right here. I actually think I'm going to need to trim a little bit of this. See how that's stuck out a little bit long there. I think I'm going to pull that out. So feel free to adjust things as you need. Okay, if I need something to stay up against the cake like that, again, I can just do a little dab of ganache. Okay, let's grab another one of those. Okay, and I'm going to poke myself another hole. And I'm going to trim again because I don't need this much wire. Okay, I like this one. So a lot of these guys, your flower placement is going to come with a little bit of trial and error. Like I said, go ahead and put things up there, look at them, see how you feel about them in that particular spot. If you need to cut off any of these extra, I realize I kind of had a little bit extra on these guys that was hanging down. And this little bit right there, I'd rather cut that off. So let's have one of these sort of falling over the side for us. Okay, because remember, these are on wires. Yeah, that one's looking nice. Okay, so we've got the little grouping here that we made of the petals. So we have 4, and I do think I'd like to do odd numbers, not, I don't super duper like even numbers when it comes to flowers or petals or kind of anything like that. I don't think even numbers look as natural. So again, if your ganache has not hardened or if you're working with buttercream, you might not need the toothpick to stick that guy in there. Oh yeah, that one looks really pretty. Okay, so let's get some more of, let's do a little bit more grouping down here. I think I'm done up there. So let's get some more down here. Okay, I think I'm going to come in with some of these guys. Okay. Okay, stick him in. Remember, step back. Okay, you can look at things. You don't like where something's placed. You can move it around. Okay, spin your cake, look at things at different angles. Let's get one of these pretty ones right here. Oh, he doesn't want to stick in. Let's try again. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so let's work some more on this cluster over here. I think I'd like, another one of these sort of coming on the side right there. So I'm going to put a little ganache on him. Okay, he can go right there. Okay. So let's see. So now let's work on this side a little bit. I think I'd like another large one right here to kind of frame this out a bit. So for this one, I'm going to put ganache and a toothpick, okay, because it's pretty heavy. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's fill that in with some smaller ones here. And again, I'm cutting off any of the excess wire that I don't need. And because my cake has crusted and the ganache has gotten so hard, I am just poking some of my holes here with a toothpick. So definitely feel free to do that. And since these are on wire, I'm gonna pull him out a little bit just so he's a little bit more 3D and not tucked so close into the cake. And noticing this guy right here, his wire slipped down just a bit. I don't know if that means he's not gonna hold so well right there. I think it does. All right, so let's pull him off and let's do another one. This would be another good reason why we make more than we need. Okay, so for this guy, I think I'm going to pull his wire out, and I think I'm just going to tuck him. Oh, let's trim it just a little bit. Let's trim that little edge. Okay, I think I'm just going to tuck him in like this. Okay, yeah, so see, that looks nice too. So if you have to pull a wire out, we can pull a wire out also. So let's fill a little bit more in over here. Just gonna take one of those guys and fill in right there. And I think I'd like one of these. I think I'm gonna kind of keep this line that I have going up like this. Okay. Stick this one in. Whoop. He wants a little bit of ganache. So if it's not staying at the angle you want, there we go. Yeah, I like how that goes up. That's very pretty. Okay. So I think we're looking really nice here. I think I'd like one more here just so we can continue that line on both sides. I'm going to put this one right here. Oh, I need to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to trim it just a tiny bit. There we go. Oh, look how nice that is with our two groups climbing like that. We've got our cluster here. I'm definitely not going to put any more there. But I do think I'll take, this was one that we cupped on the egg carton. Okay. Put a little ganache on the back of him. And I think I like him just right there. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, let's fill in with some small guys. Okay, so these can go on your baseboard. Okay, we've got these where we dried these at all different angles and such. So let's fill in some area with these guys. I like that. So remember, as much as possible, we're going to step back and look at things, make sure that where we're putting our flowers is making sense. See how we can make use of the board down here? Okay. It's pretty how that's trailing a little bit like that. I like that. Okay, maybe we can tuck one right in there. I like that. So anywhere that there is a maybe like dead space, kind of a good way to look at it. Anywhere there's dead space, you can tuck one of these little guys. We can actually tuck some on the sides. I think that's nice. A little, yeah, we won't go overboard with these, but I do think they look nice here, just here and there. And the ganache is going to seal them right to our nice and cold cake. Okay, maybe we can tuck one back there. That looks nice. Okay, I think this is looking really good. Maybe just a single there up top. Okay. All right, I think we're looking really, really nice. Remember, we don't want to go overboard. However, I am most certainly not, I don't think I want that one there. I am most certainly not a less is more person. I am a more is more. But I think this is looking really nice. Let's give it a little spin. Let's look around, get some of these little ones. Yeah, I think this is looking really great. Okay, let's put in some leaves. Okay, so for our leaves, I think I like this larger 3-piece cluster. Kind of here with our bigger flowers. I think it makes the most sense there. So again, we're just going to put a little bit of ganache. Okay. And tuck that one in there. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. Okay, so we have a couple of these 3-piece ones. So let's see if we've got another good spot. I think that one looks nice there. Okay, so the leaves are just adding a little bit of color, a little bit more dimension, okay, and a little natural, right? They're just a pretty natural. Okay, so remember, don't forget your ganache. Okay, let's come up here. Okay, maybe we've got one up here. All right, anywhere where you think you need a little bit more color or a little bit of balance. Okay, they can go on the edge. Okay, they can hang over the edge. Remember, they're nice and stiff. Okay, I think that one's pretty right there. Okay, definitely want another one here. Maybe not a big one though. I think I might need a small one right there. So let's switch. Let's grab a small one. See how we feel about that. Yeah, I like that much better. So I think when I do these small ones, I think I'm going to group them in twos. Not sure I like them alone as singles. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. Okay. Yeah, we're looking really pretty. Let's see, I think maybe this other, oh, come here, little guy. This other large one could be over there. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so we're just tucking these leaves in. Okay, remember, don't forget your ganache. Okay, we're just tucking them in natural places that they would be. We don't have a ton of leaves. Okay, remember we didn't make a ton of them. So we want to kind of be sparing as to where they're going. But they add so much as far as color. Okay, remember we can put things on the board. If you've gone a little overboard with your ganache, you got some peeking out, just grab yourself a toothpick. Okay, what do we think? I think it's beautiful. All right, I'm going to pull back and we're going to do a full shot. And there she is, all finished. It looks amazing. So proud of all the hard work we did. We made all of these sugar flowers. We airbrushed them all. We've got leaves. We learned our palette knife technique. And even poking through, we can see all of our stencils. We've got all our beautiful textures and the sprinkles. This was absolutely fabulous, guys. You did a wonderful, phenomenal job. I feel the need to zoom in on all the perfection that is this cake that we made. So proud. We hope you'll join us for our next lesson. We hope this one was a huge success for you. Don't forget, if you have any questions, tag me and I'll be happy to help.